In this video, I want to talk to leaders about how you communicate with your people. So today I was talking to a leader, very interesting. She had a bad attitude. She was, was talking to me like I was a child. It really made me think about the importance of what we say as leaders to our people and the level of respect that we cannot get because we don't treat our people right. So I always think about this. First of all, we need to check our attitudes, our emotions at the door before we come into the office. We need to leave all of our personal stuff at home because the people at your job have nothing to do with what's going on at home or what happened before you got to work. And then two, you got to ask yourself, does my response line up with what just happened, the question this person asked me, the situation this person just asked me? Does the response line up? Because for me, the response was completely off the wall, like completely, what I know for sure is that we never have a right to talk to people like they're our kids. We cannot talk to another adult like they're our children. And even if it's somebody else's children, we still have to treat people with respect. So I think about the power of the pause. So let's just say, for example, if I was in the wrong as well. So if I was in the wrong, one leader to another leader, we have to practice the power of the pause. We got to make sure we just pause for a minute before we respond, because if we don't take the time to pause, first of all, sometimes we misunderstand what was said. Sometimes our emotions will get the best of us. And so I love studying emotional mastery because a lot of people, we have failed. Either we don't know how to handle conflict, we don't know how to handle disagreements, we don't know how to handle things when things don't go the way we want them to. But we have got to learn the practice of the pause, because some things don't deserve a response, and certain things we got to be really careful because the situation is delicate. We got to make sure we handle things with care. And so it was interesting. It was an immediate lesson for me because I'm always looking for lessons in my day-to-day life. And so it was just interesting that we as leaders, we have a responsibility. We got to make sure that we're always doing the right thing, that we're setting the standard, we're setting the bar high. But when we talk to one leader to another leader, when we talk to leaders like their children, or it could have been a leader to a colleague, when we do that, we don't set the right example. What we end up is one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. So we got to make sure. And then you have people that are leaving, quitting, and we wonder, why is everybody quitting? Why is everybody quitting? And the reason is because we have not mastered our emotions. So think about this. Think about the power of the pause. Can you pause before you say anything to somebody when they come to you, even if they come to you incorrect, or if they come to you the wrong way, they say the wrong thing, you misunderstand, they have the wrong tone, the body language is off. Just think about the power of the pause. And two, think about what is your response, however you're about to respond. Does it match what the person came in there and they were asking you for, what they were needing you for? And then two, we have to raise the bar. We got to raise the standard. We got to always act better than the people, the people that we're over. And then last, we got to think about, did I leave my attitude at the door? Did I come into the workplace with a bad attitude? Did I come in already upset because somebody cut me off? Upset because my husband was acting up, the kids were acting up before I left the house? Did I come in with something? Because if I came into the office with baggage, with issues, with problems, sometimes I can jump off the cuff with something that is totally unprofessional to somebody who did not mean, they didn't expect your response. They didn't deserve your response. So you got to make sure. And then finally, you have to ask yourself, am I the problem? A lot of times it's easy for us to blame other people. It's easy for us to say that somebody did something to us. They said the wrong thing. They did all these things. But you got to take a step back and look, especially as leaders, we have to take time to reflect. We got to take time. We got to ask people who we trust, am I the problem? You tell them what happened, or you just, in a regular conversation, you say, do you see problems with me? Do you see problems with my attitude? Do you see problems with my behavior? Because we need people who can be honest with us. And so hopefully as leaders, we have people who can be honest with us. But you got to be thinking about to yourself. You got to evaluate yourself. You got to be self-aware. You got to be looking at yourself. Am I the problem? When this person came in to me, did I say the wrong thing? Did I have the wrong attitude? Was my behavior off? You got to ask yourself honestly, am I the problem? And so hopefully this has helped you, but this is important as leaders, that we learn how to communicate effectively, that we can head off a problem if that's what it is, but that we can master our emotions. It's super important that we're able to master our emotions so that our people can learn from by seeing us, behaving correctly, us handling stressful situations. They can they can see us doing, so they can learn by seeing us do, and they can start doing it. But if we are always yelling and screaming, we use silence as a way to handle, bad behavior. If we handle it the wrong way, then our people will do the same thing because they think they can get away with it, because that's what we do. So we got to make sure that we're checking our emotions at the door, that we master our emotions, that we're constantly evaluating how we're responding to our people.